I think it can get worse, or I've heard something completely and utterly ridiculous. I'm looking to some outrageous news report from individuals who are supposed to be intelligent and also holding positions that are elite. And I'm asking the question, is there something seriously wrong, mentally wrong, with the state of America? Is there something really mentally wrong with these people like Sarah Palin, Alan West, Herman Cain? I'm in a group that follows them. I mean, their behavior, and the strange part about it is we keep wondering what has happened to the racists who have kept minorities down, who have turned the tables in their direction so the food is in front of them and no one else could reach it. We've always been asking this, and as time has gone by, I mean, and especially with the fact of electing a black president, we were thinking that maybe something was happening, or maybe we've gotten rid of those people, and maybe somewhere knowledge has changed their concepts and their attitudes about trying to rule the world. It's really this white superiority kind of madness. How can this man? I mean, can you imagine a congressman talking about Democrats, talking about the president, talking about talking about Nancy Pelosi, that they are corrupting the gene pool? What madness is this? And then they tell you to get out of the country because your thoughts are different, because we want, I would like to know, first of all, when did being a liberal become something ugly? I mean, I thought it was a thing about our country that we're supposed to help people, that we're supposed to help our citizens, that we're supposed to help them and pull them up by their bootstrings. And I think it's when one person has more than the other, we should try to help. That's not communism. That's consideration. That's basic manners. Where did people come from? I mean, when they sprung up, listen, the Tea Party is who? They're nothing but the Klan without their hoods. We know this. I'm telling you that the Republican Party are doing whatever they possibly can. They're bringing in the worst of the worst, the lowest of the lowest, and especially this Sarah Palin. She is just a piece of work. I mean, but I see what she wants. She wants exposure. She wants to be in the limelight. And she's not so bright, and she'll do and go along with anything. Can you imagine anybody sitting there listening to this rhetoric that she speaks and really agreeing with it? But if I was a racist, sure I would. We don't want any black people in America. We want only white people. We don't want any Asians or any other people in America. We only want white people. And this is what the Republican Party is preaching. I mean, how could you be a congressman? See, there should be some sort of a rule and some law and some byline that when people go to this extent, like Alan West, that we should be able to eliminate him out of being representing our country in this position. This is ridiculous. When are they going to stop? This is the same. This is Nazism. These people are. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to say this especially to the minorities. I'm going to say this, and you need to pay close attention. These racist people, and I can't say every Republican, but the group looks to be unified. They ain't going in one direction. And like I said, these are the same people who enslaved my people, my families. These are the same people who had the Jim Crow law established. These are the same people who put the white-only signs up at their bathrooms and in their restaurants. These are the same people. These are the same people who lynched my family. These are the same people who hunted us down like dogs. These are the same people who are creating laws. Almost every black man is going to jail. I told people this like this. I said, if I tell the police that black people are criminals, and if you stop only black people, then what are you going to have? The ratio to white. The only time you stop a white person is when they're in the process of actually doing a crime. If you stop me every time I get in my car, sure, sooner or later you're going to catch me maybe violating some sort of a law, maybe not. And if you want to believe like only black people are committing crimes, then you're out of your mind. But if you live in my neighborhood and your father is a judge or is a lawyer, and you say, yeah, this time I'm going to give him a break. Look, I mean, it's the same thing with the Zimmerman thing. If this woman would have kept her mouth quiet, shut, her son would have been just another dead black criminal. And that's the way they want it to look like. I'm going to tell everybody, I said, at this point right now, pay attention, because they are creating laws so that black people cannot vote anymore. They're setting up a situation so that when election time rolls around, that as many black people as possible and young people will not be able to freely vote like they did for the last election. Pay attention. They're making laws. Now everybody has to have a specific ID. They're not even your college ID. Imagine, the professors can use their ID to vote, but the students can't. And then people running around that I mean, I think, when you're losing or when that you're wrong, you use anything. And then the Republicans are running around saying, oh yeah, they had like 900 dead people on the roster. And they researched this, and that's wrong. But people want to believe this. I mean, and who gave any of these people the right to determine what America is? My family built this country. If it wasn't for the black people in America being slaves, this country would be probably a still forest. We're the ones who created wealth because you had free labor to treat us like animals. And you did. And that's what gave wealth to America. Not your ingenuity, not any other thing. You came to the country. Most of these people are descendants from the people who came to this country and killed everything that exists. They wiped out the buffalo. They wiped out the Native American. They wiped out the beaver, and on and on and on. So don't talk to me about there's some specialty. I don't want to be part of that gene pool if that's what it makes up. What the hell is this Tea Party thing? Like I said, it's just another reason, another way for them to be racist and get away with it. Sure, we all have freedom of speech. We all have freedom of speech. But I think there is always a place of consideration and things you should think and not say. And that's what you don't realize. There's a buffer and a filter between your brain and your mouth. And there's a lot of things I would like to say, but I'm not saying right now. So that's my filtering process. So I want black people who are watching this, I'm telling you, and the minorities, and I'm telling you from the Mexican to the Chinese to Japanese, anybody else who consider themselves a minority group, you need to watch it, because the country that they're trying to build is not for you. It's for white people only, not only white people. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? It's only for white people who think in that frame of reference. And it's the same thing. What was funny, when they went to Berlin, in World War II, and they got inside the city, when they went door to door, guess what? There were no Nazis there. 2 days ago, the whole place was Nazis, but not. And that's the same thing in America, Now when you talk about racism, there's nobody who's a racist. But they are, and I see them, and you know who you are. So, I got upset about this. So here you go. Take this. Have a good day.
Racing through my thoughts, one by one. Racing through my thoughts, one by one. 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 Racing through my thoughts.